everybody, welcome back to the regular show where we are sitting with two lions. Do I have to reintroduce myself, Senzo? I'm not going to. You all know my voice. I'm Taylor. Senzo's on camera, and I'm sure you are all watching the Nat Geo Kids show anyway, so you know who we all are. But remember to hashtag SafariLive and talk to us via the YouTube chat. So I'm going to go ahead and say that that's probably one of the Avoca males, just because look at that mohawk. And I feel like the last time I saw them, they had mohawk-style hairstyles, but their manes have grown sufficiently. And then a lioness. Lioness, who are you? I was going to take a photo of her. Is it an old amber? No, it's got two golden eyes, not amber eyes. I don't know which lion. There's probably one from the... What do you think, Senzo? Can you open your... It's one of the Nkuhumas. I also think it's one of the Nkuhumas. Just because we know the Nkuhuma Pride and the Avoca boys all trotted in to... It is amber eyes. James Richard, Michael Fleetwood. Somebody confirmed that is amber eyes. I'm not going crazy haired like that. I'm not looking at a strange colour. I mean, it looks to me like her. What you doing, girl? That's not a good sign. That makes me a little bit on the nervous side, because we know that there was a lioness seen. We didn't see her, of course, that had crossed into Buffelshoek probably, about a week and a half ago now. And she was seen in the evening carrying a very small cub, a very, very tiny cub. Now, that's no good. But I need to just wait for confirmation. Has anyone which is in the Manuleti? That's the direction they went. Have they posted anything? Did they see a little cub? Very difficult. Because I didn't check. I didn't even think to go and have a look. But they might have not gone all the way. Yes, Crystal. Crystal. Yes, Crystal. Sorry, I forgot about you. Thank you for confirming it is amber eyes. Ha. That is interesting. Amber eyes, what are you doing with your little cubs? I'm not sure why she has such bad luck when it comes to raising them. But she so far hasn't successfully raised one cub, and we don't really know how many litters she's had, because she seems to have done this so often now. Who's to say that and it wasn't uncommon for a long time ago, she used to disappear fairly often, or she'd go and do her own thing. So it's very sad. It's devastating, in fact. But it is just one of those things. I haven't seen them mate. I haven't heard them mate. And we know that Amber Eyes is not particularly sort of fond of the male lions. Oh, there's a vehicle coming. Oh, there we go. So Taxon's just about to pull into the sighting with us. So she doesn't seem too fond of them. Every time he gets too close, that's all. She was sort of turning away and sort of lifting her lips up and snarling. Look, he's not impressed. We'll see. So we've given quite a bit of distance. I mean, this is like triple the amount we'd normally give lions. They're exceptionally far away. But every time we get too close, he gets very, very upset. And again, it's just sort of one of those things. I mean, not all lions are like that. You can see Amber Eyes doesn't care. She's particularly relaxed. But unfortunately, you can see that male, he's watching us with a glare. He just wants to have a siesta in the shade, that's all. So you'll probably hear some people talking in the... Sorry, everybody. I was just about to tell you that you could probably hear some other vehicles or other people talking in the sighting with us. So Nikki, who's one of who works at Wildlife, you all know Nikki. She did say that it is the Mohawk male that tends to snarl at vehicles from the Avocas. Wonderful. I haven't actually spent much time with the Avocas at all. Normally when I have seen them, it's been from a fair distance away. And he'll be more protective now. He'll be less likely to tolerate the vehicles, especially if he's following a lion that he wants to mate with. That's for sure. But like I said, I haven't seen them mating yet, so Hopefully time will tell. But it is good to see a big male lion again. It has been a very, very long time since I have last seen one. Although he's not massive. James and I were chatting about it, and I don't think these boys are as big as the Birminghams. I think the Birminghams are real studs in comparison to the Evokers. They've got big shoes to fill. It's going to take them a bit of time for them to really grow into themselves. But their manes have definitely filled out quite nicely, which is good. Right. Well, we won't go anywhere. We'll sort of sit and see what happens here. Off you go to Sydney. He's driving around. I think he's on his way back to Djuma.
A very, very good afternoon and welcome on board. This is Sydney Fumurani Mikosi, and I'm traveling with Craig, who is my camera operator this afternoon. We have got some beautiful warthogs right in front of us. You can see the warthogs with the tail up. They are now trying to hide away. This is an interactive live safari. You can send us your questions and comments on Twitter, #SafariLive. You can also follow us on YouTube chat stream. The warthogs, they are so very much shy. They are all running away, and I can just see their tails in the middle of the tall grass. It's normal. The warthogs, as a sign of follow me sign, they must have to put the tail up so that the little ones can be able to follow them in the bushes. So they all got disappeared here. So I am looking for the cats this afternoon, specifically the spotted cats, the leopards. I haven't seen them for quite a long time. Maybe I'm going to be lucky this afternoon. Janet, the warthogs, they are lovely animals. Just from their look, they've just got their own unique look. And what I like the most about them is how they sleep. They always go back in reverse, always proactive, always ready to charge their intruders. So they go in there and they turn and look at the door. Amazing. So some of them, they even go right in reverse, back to these termite mounds. Yes, no, I've got my beautiful shirt. You can see this is kind of an artificial leopard look, because I am encouraging people, instead of killing these animals to get their skin to wear, they must rather have to design a fashion which has got the similar spots like an animal. So let's work together and look after these beautiful animals. So here where I am hoping to see something interesting. But I haven't seen any tracks of these cats yet. Only the hyenas are going up and down. But let's just hope for the best. Let's hope for the best. So I'll be going down Muluwati area. Maybe we might be lucky, because when it's starting to get hot, leopards, they like to go down there by the Muluwati. So these animals, they've got quite a lot to eat. The grasses are just overgrown at the moment. I want to see if I can find Tandi in this area, as I haven't seen Tandi for a long time. Also Tingana, it has been a long time, but who I'm missing the most is Hosana. I got back, I found the updates that Hosana is gone somewhere up towards Londolozi. So he's not back yet. I am missing him the most. So when working together with these animals, we end up getting very much attached to them. When not seeing them, it's like we're not seeing a family member. So here where I'm heading is a very nice, cool place because it's so very much densely populated, and these animals, they like it the most. I think Tandy was also recently spotted in the same area. So now let's go back to Taylor, who is still with the lions.
There we go. So Amber Eyes is now licking her chops, and as soon as she's done that, the Evoca male lion has decided to sit up and look at us, which is wonderful. Thank you, big boy. Let's see what Heel does, if he's going to go over to her or not, or if he's just going to sulk in the corner. Big yawn. Amber Eyes is also doing a couple of yawns here and there. I wonder if she's looking for the rest of the pride and he's kind of just a tag-along, because if realistically, if that cub has died, she wouldn't have come into estrus again. Not that quickly. So I'm uncertain. Maybe she's just gone off on her own. Maybe her cub is still alive. Maybe she's going to try and find it. And unfortunately, again, she's just got this tag-along that won't leave her alone. I don't know if she'll lead this male back to the den. She shouldn't. But if he's following her around like a bad smell, it's going to be quite difficult to sort of lose him. A little bit flirty. So she's whipping that tail around. That's like the equivalent of a wonderful lady flicking her hair back and forth and batting her eyelashes in lion language. Off they go down the road. Now, like I said, there is another vehicle in the sighting with us, so we're going to be playing the tag team game. Hopefully he doesn't get too upset. It's weird having a lion snarl at you because it's something that I'm not particularly used to. I don't think many guys are used to having lions snarl at the cars. They're typically so well habituated. But just every now and then, I suppose you get that one that's just like, I don't like you guys. I'm never going to like you. I feel like that's the Evoca male. But he is walking, well, they are both walking straight towards Buffelshoek. We're not going to be able to stop. We're just going to have to stay behind this vehicle, I'm afraid. We will just keep following. Janet, unfortunately, asking the wrong person about if this is the Evoca that was injured, because I didn't see any injured. Oh no, I think I did see one Evoca male that was injured, but it was such a long time ago, I couldn't even remember. Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe ask Sydney. Sydney will probably be able to answer that question a little bit better, just because I haven't been here for a while and the lions haven't really been around. This is, like I said, this is the first male lion I've seen in a long time. I'm actually trying to think when I was still at Wild Earth last year, when the last time we saw some male lions. It was ages. It was really and truly ages. I'm going to try and now have an opportunity to do a loop around. So Taxon is going to follow them through the bushes. I'm hoping if we just sit out here, they'll eventually walk out towards us. That's the plan. I feel like that's also a saying of mine. That's the plan. Whether or not the animals will do it, I don't know. I think I say that a lot. Do I say that a lot, Sensor? Do you think so? I do say that a lot, yeah. I was like, oh, that sounds familiar. I must have said that before. Like 10,000 times. Ooh, it's very bumpy. Squeaks. Not really, they're more like massive logs. Okay, so Taxon has stopped. Where is the lion? They're pointing their cameras this way. Sorry, it's a fly. I'm just seeing if I'm looking at the right thing. Wondering if I sneak around here. I just don't want to come around and have the lions right here, because that male is going to be so upset with me. Oh my God, Senzo, there's too many branches. That's a spiky tree. We're not pushing through that. Otherwise, you're going to end up with a few piercings that you might not want, Senzo. Okay, so they're moving again because Taxon is moving. So I'm just scanning, but look, you can see how thick it is. It'd be virtually impossible to sort of see them. I just wish they would come this way. Let me ask Tax on the radio. Tax. Go, Tax. Are they just sitting how far from a vehicle? Okay, copy. In that thicket with the silver cluster leaves and bush willow. Okay, copy. Okay, let's go in. So Tax says they're here. Let me turn the radio down now. So Senzo, watch your head, but it's just quarries. So Tax says they're very flat now, exceptionally flat. Ooh, don't go into a hole. There's one line. There's another line. Senzo, do you like our view that we're going to have? It's going to be the best sighting of lions anyone has ever seen in their entire life. If you've never seen a lion before, then get ready for this. Ready for screenshots. Hey, Senzo, look at this framing. Watch it. There we go. Lions in the long grass, everybody. So if you are a photographer, it can be very pretty to have lions in the long grass. When they're walking towards you, it's fantastic. When they're lying, sleeping, it's not a great photographic opportunity, I'm afraid. So I'm just going to rest up now for a little bit. I'm not sure if they mated or not, just because we zipped around. There's not really space on that side for another vehicle, so I kind of had to also come around here, and then hopefully when they're up and moving, they'll come straight towards us and we won't have to look at their tails for too long. Gabrielle, most certainly. Male lion can indeed pick up whether a female lion is in estrus or not, or in heat. They've got an exceptional keen sense of smell, much better than ours. So what they'll normally do is they'll test their female's urine, they'll test the, just smell around them, and you often see them doing the phlegm and grimace when they fold their top lip and expose their teeth. And that's called the phlegm and grimace, so that's them testing. But I just find it unusual. If it was Amber Eyes' cub, she shouldn't be in estrus now. She's maybe in false estrus. Like I said, we don't actually know if that cub is alive or not. So it's very kind of hard to sort of speculate what's going on. I'm pretty sure when a lioness is pregnant or when she's had cubs, her hormones are probably doing all sorts of interesting things. And perhaps for a young, inexperienced male lion, for example, like the evokers, because they don't really have much experience when it comes to running prides, this is sort of their first area that they've taken over, and they didn't even take it over properly. They just sort of walked into this with open doors. There was a butler waiting for them. There was welcome drinks. I mean, it was the easiest takeover imaginable. So these boys are very inexperienced. So potentially they could, just be smelling the wrong kind of thing or getting the wrong information from what they're getting. But who will ever know? Wow, wonderful. So it seems as though it is a real cat a day today. Sydney has found, I'm going to go ahead and say a leopard, and I wonder if it's Tlalamba that is up in a scotia tree.
You can see a small bit of the side there. There is something hanging. You can see one eye is red looking at us at the moment. Look at that. That is Tlalamba playing some hide and seek behind the branches. You can only see one part of the ear. Look at that. It's moving. She is moving the head a little bit. So we are very lucky. We did manage to get hold of Kalamba on top of the Tamboti tree. You can see that she is very much pretty relaxed at the moment. She is not lying down flat. You can see this movement on the ears, and there is also movement of the head. This is amazing. I haven't spotted any of the meat hanging on top there. You can see she's being inquisitive because the guinea fowls, you're not the guinea fowl, the francolins are making some noise somewhere nearby. So she is on a very much awkward position. We have tried to look at her from the side, but it was not easy. But look at that. You can see she's just giving us a little bit of time to watch and hide. She doesn't have anything to eat so far on top of that tree, unless it's at a position where we can't see. So it is quite a very nice, well-designed tree, which has got quite a lot of branches, suitable for hanging the prey. So you can see that she's trying to spot. She's trying to spot something from a distance because she's got an advantage of high elevation on top there. Yeah, Kalamba is just now, she's above a year old, and she is fully independent at the moment, as we have seen her just by herself for quite a long time. I think she is one of those cats who has been released to become independent while they're still very young. Because normally they do become independent when they are between 18 to 2 years old. But Kalamba, she was released while she was still much younger than that. She has been left alone by Tandy, the mother, for quite a long time. I can hear there's quite a lot of interesting noises here where I am from the oxpeckers. So the oxpeckers, they are somewhere here. Maybe it's where they're nesting by this tree. Yeah, somewhere here. Maybe they're nesting. I can see they're making noise here. And I can see they are... Let me see if they're bringing something. They're calling there, and they are also checking something behind that tree. Maybe they've got something in there. Because some of these birds, they do use the holes which are dug by the oxpeckers on these branches. So here where I am at the moment, the sun is so very much bright, so that is why it's not easy for us to see Kalamba very nicely. And also I was trying to check if this oxpecker here, we can see it, but it's not easy. I can see the oxpecker, but I can't see what exactly the oxpecker is doing at the moment. So you can see that the beautiful cat Kalamba is now just hiding behind those branches. So the tree is grown very nicely with quite a lot of branches support. So that is why it's difficult for us to see Kalamba nicely. Maybe afterwards she might climb down to go somewhere else. So I can hear the kingfishers are also making some calls here somewhere nearby. So I can see that Kalamba is not sleeping flat. She might wake up at any time and come down here and show us something interesting. You can see she's active at the moment. It's just that it's up by the tree. So you can see it's so difficult. I don't think animals will be able to detect the presence of Talamba on this tree when passing by here on the ground, because also us is very difficult. We can only see a small bit of So these kind of cats can be able to lie down for hours and hours, but sometimes depends on weather. When the weather is perfect for them, you will see them starting to move around too early. So now I'm sure Talamba is a very skillful hunter because she has been conducting hunting for some time just by herself. So I wish I can see her hunting one of the good days and see how the hunting skills are like at the moment. So the spots that we are seeing on this beautiful cat Talamba, those are part of the disruption markings. The disruption markings, they work on both predators and prey. So the predators use them in order to blend with the surrounding to avoid detection. And the prey animals, also some of them got the disruption markings, as is not only the stripes part of the disruption markings, including the spots on these animals. Here we go. I can see that now she's moving from that branch, and she seems to be interested on something she is spotting from far. And let's see, she's coming down now. As I indicated that when the weather is right, they can come down and start moving around. So at the moment, it's not that hot anymore. I think the sun is now about to go down, so the temperature is starting to go down. And here comes the beautiful Talamba. And look at the beautiful spots. I am left with no option but to move around and see if we can improve the sighting, as I can see that she is slowly moving behind those branches. So let me just quickly go back and see if we can go around and improve this beautiful sighting. So now let's quickly go back to Taylor, who is just driving.
We don't even have our line because they're in the bushes somewhere. So I just need to find them again. Ugh. Hoping, sorry, I'm just concentrating. Hoping they were going to just walk through the open area. Let's see if I can hear Texan. Tex. I can't hear him. He might have turned his radio down though, because there was a lot of chatter on the radio at one point. I don't really want to drive in because it's a nightmare. Wait, I see Texans. I don't know if he's got them either. Okie dokie, well, we're going to try and find the lines and see where they've gone. Hope they will eventually come out. We're losing signal now. Off we go back to Sydney.
We are very lucky at the moment as Talamba got down from the biggest tamboti tree and walked down to the nearest waterhole where she was trying to go after the francolin just now. Now it's time for her to quench her thirst. It has been a very long day. It has been a very hot day. Talamba is thirsty. Look at that. Don't get surprised. I am not alone at the sighting. I have been joined by the other vehicle. So you can see now that Kalamba is now busy trying to quench the thirst, as I indicated. Oh, nothing much is happening, let me tell you. No? Yeah, there is nothing much happening at the moment. So you can see the ears has got some markings there, different markings, so they don't look the same. That is how we can easily distinguish between these cats. Look at that. Look at the whiskers, very nice and big whiskers. And when Kalamba is drinking, you can see that she's drinking and observing at the same time and listening. Kalamba is growing very quickly. Look at that. This is quite a beautiful sighting with such a very long tail. Look at that tail. So the tail can be able to serve in order to showcase the mood of an animal. If you look at the tail, you can see what the animal is thinking. So it means Kalamba has been on the ground here earlier because she didn't drink too much. Maybe now is the right time for Kalamba to show us her plan for the evening. Beautiful with the reflection of the sun. So we are going to be following Kalamba, who is now heading much more towards the bushes. So we're not going to leave her at the moment. As I indicated, it has been a very long time. I haven't seen any of these cats for a while. So I can see, as I indicated, I am not alone at the sighting. I do have some other vehicles nearby. These kind of animals don't really drink too much because they do get quite a lot of water from the moisture. The food that they eat gives them a lot of moisture and they can just keep going for some time. So they can drink water, a lot of kilograms, but not too much. So I wanted to see if we can have a sighting from here, but I can see that she is going much more towards the other side. I've got to go back and see if we can rearrange the position. Maybe we will have a better sighting from the other side. So I can see here, oh, there's a hyena coming here. We've got a visitor at the moment. We're just going to show you the visitor is approaching the water hole. You can see that this hyena also wants to get some benefits from Kalamba. So I think this hyena is way much bigger than Kalamba. So you can see that hyena is going there. It might maybe keep following and even smell where Kalamba was. She was right there earlier on. So to the hyenas, age doesn't matter. All they want is to keep following the other predators to see if they can have a chance. So we are going to keep following and see if we can improve this sighting and give you the best sighting. So you can see now that the hyena is right in front of us. You see, if you can follow the hyenas, it's very easy to see these predators. Now let's quickly go back to Taylor.
Hi everybody. We don't have the lions. They're somewhere in the grassy thickets of thickets. So we're not going to go in there. We'll just wait for them to come kind of back to us. So we will give it a couple of minutes, and if not, then we're going to go off and look for something else. I'm now wondering, because of the route that Amber Eyes is walking, if she's maybe heading back to where she's stashed this cub, but I don't really know. It's very difficult to say. Haven't seen her to see if your Senzo, hey? Yeah, there's these biting flies today, like you have no idea. Senzo's been swatting them all afternoon, and one has just got me. If I find you, I will pull your wings off and I will feed you to a chameleon. That is a threat. That is not actually a threat, it's a warning. Goodness gracious. Yeah, there's like horrible midges out today. Oh goodness. So yeah. So we're just kind of gonna wait for lions, otherwise we'll go off. Okay, let's head off. Maybe we'll come here a bit later. Let us go and find some other animals. I actually want to do a loop here in the north. We're not going to go too far away because Tingana last night went into Buffels Hook. I know you didn't get to see him, but maybe you saw Tristan's tweets. He was trying to tweet. Sadly, the show couldn't finish yesterday afternoon because of the gremlins. So what we will do is we'll check. Last night we heard him sawing, but very far away. It sounded like he'd kind of just gone into Buffels Hook. And then we'll come back in this direction. Hopefully they would have moved out. We are getting quite close to, well, we're right here on Buffels Hook boundary. It's not far away. I was really hoping that they were going to come out and walk into this beautiful golden grass, but they didn't. But they did not, sadly. I actually want to go on the boundary itself. I just want to check for ticks, because this is almost now that Tingana could get up and walk this way. He's done that a few times to us, actually. Vincent, bitey flies are like, they look like little flies. They're flies. They're not like mosquitoes. But they obviously have a... I'm going to try and kill one for you because they're really annoying. Senzo, get your swat on. Catch one so we can show Vincent what a dead bitey fly looks like. Here they are. They're here. We'll get you. Where's one? Here. Here. Here, come. They're too quick. You gotta do that. You gotta do this. Find one for you, Vincent. No, they know. They've been warned. But they bite so sore. They're like mini, they look like mini house flies. Oh, Senzo, how do we cross this? You know, this eroded area here is so bad. I'm like, oh, maybe I need to go to 4x4 to get through this. Okay. Hold on tight, Senzo. It's going to be bumpy either way. You might hear some lovely creaking sounds coming from the car as well. Well, it wasn't too bad. Nah, it was actually better than I thought it was going to be. Oh. So we'll listen out for the impala. When the impala start barking, not barking, we'll go back. James Richard potentially, but I think it could be confusing. Like I said earlier, we just had this conversation about the different hormone changes that lions will go lioness or will go given birth. I think it definitely plays, especially with young males. I think I don't quite know what's going on. I just think it's for her to get back into estrus after losing, if she has lost that youngster. But she's aiming, and if you remember, if you remember the last time I had the Nkuhuma Pride, it was there, right? And we just they were all sitting, the rest of the pride went to the west, and then there were 3 lionesses supposedly crossed up here somewhere, one with a cub in its mouth who we suspect is amber eyes. So yeah, so I'm wondering if she's coming back here for that particular reason, or is she going to look for the rest of the pride? Because I haven't heard of where the Nkuhuma Pride is. I don't know if they've on Simbambili. No one has said anything about them. Everyone's been viewing the Torchwood Pride lately because a couple of them have been around. 5 lionesses have been around in Koro and things like that. So that's where everyone's been going. So I don't know. I know I checked the other morning to see if the lions had crossed back in, and Taxon did exactly the same thing, and he said he couldn't see any tracks but they could have crossed in last night. We heard lions roaring very late, but I suspect that was the Torchwood Pride because it was coming from the east. It was very far away, and it also sounded like quite a few lions roaring. So I just wanted to check. I thought I saw an old lion track. It would be nice to find an old one. Maybe we get an idea of exactly where if Amber Eyes does come this way, if she's going to cross. I don't know. Ooh, Chrissy, thank you. You said that evoker male that we saw is the one that attacked Corky. No wonder. Bad attitude that man's got. Oh, I have to tell you, it was terrifying. I don't get scared very often. Obviously, we have a healthy respect for the animals, but as guides, we very rarely are nervous. But that male lion made me nervous because Amber Eyes was quite happy to come walking straight towards us and walk right next to the car because she doesn't mind us and she's super chilled and I like her. She's lovely. However, that male lion then came walking straight behind her and Amber Eyes was just like, so casual. Like, yeah, I'm just going to, slip past the car, and I just saw this male's face. Just teeth. Hey, Senzel? Senzel went from one side of the car to the other side of the car, and I went, I have no door. Not that I really think a door is going to protect me, but I was just like, I feel really uncomfortable with you walking straight towards me, like baring those teeth like that and growling. I was like, this doesn't work for me. Then luckily, Amber Eyes stopped. She looked at us and as if she knew, maybe not today, and she turned about 5 meters away and she went a long way around the car, and I was just going because I would have held my breath if that male came anywhere near me. I would have had to have sat dead still because I think he's like waiting for an excuse to, I don't know. He's not my favorite lion, that's for sure. I'm not a fan of that evoker male. He's grumpy, super grumps. Oh well. What do we have on the road, Senzel? Is it a bird? Is it a plane? It is a roller. I don't know what roller it is. There it is. Hello. It's a lilac-breasted roller, a very dirty one that's obviously been dust bathing. So that explains the exceptional faded color that you can see right now. Are you going to dust bath some more for us? No? You're going to hop, skip and a jump? It's quite nice. You don't always see rollers on the move like that, and they're normally perched up on the top of a tree. But camera shy, that's fine. I'm going to go a little bit further, and then I'm turning around. MGM, did you say you would unsubscribe from SafariLive after that lion encounter? Sorry, I didn't quite understand that. Yeah, it's the first time that I've gone, that's too close. Oh, Corky unsubscribed. Sorry, I missed that part. Yes, I don't think Corky's a fan of us anymore. Not after that evoker male. Goodness, she got a hiding. I don't know how she came out of that alive. She's so lucky that she managed to clamp down on that boy's paw. I hope it still hurts, because that was mean. And she wasn't, it's not even like she was trying to hold on to the kill. She saw the lion, went, you can have it. You can have the groceries. It's fine. Take it. And he was like, no, I'm going to show you. Oh, well. Okay, I just wanted to do a quick check around here, but no sign of Tingana just yet. We'll do the same thing a little bit later. I'm going to head back down towards the lions. Off we go to Sydney, who's got Tlalamba peering through the grass.
I am still here with Tlalamba, who is now feeding on something. Something just happened here earlier. A few minutes ago, Tlalamba managed to catch a small tortoise. And it was a surprise because we couldn't even see it happening. Here where we are, the grass are very much tall. And I don't know how Tlalamba managed to identify the tortoise amongst these very tall grasses. So I can see that now is dinner time. Listen to Tlalamba crushing bones. So I think Tlalamba is winning at the moment because the tortoise which has been caught, it was still very small. Are you not coming? So you can see the digestive system on these cats, it is so very much strong Yeah, they've got very strong corrosive digestive acids, but sometimes the acids does not manage to digest everything in the stomach. When these kind of cats are feeding on very strong and hard material, such as the leopard tortoise, if you look at that layer of the leopard, you can see that the tortoise has got a very strong and hard shell. Sometimes some of those pieces from the shell can be indigestible. The indigestible material are part of those material which has to consist the hair balls and come out through a regurgitation process. If not that, they've got to then provoke the stomach by eating some of the grasses so that they can get rid of all the material stuck by their intestines. So when Kalamba is now busy trying to groom herself, the tongue is so coarse. This can also form part of the building of hair balls because the debris or the old dead hairs can also be accumulated and get swallowed and got stuck in the stomach. So you can see Kalamba is now trying to clean herself. There's a reason why. Paula, the shell can be so very much sharp. Yes, because remember, this kind of now Kalamba is trying to spot something. I'm not too sure what she's concentrating on. What I was explaining is that the shell of the tortoise is too hard because of calcium. That is why the tortoise got to look for the droppings of the animals who crush bones, as they don't have tooth to crush calcium, to crush bones. Because of that, they must have to rely on those droppings of those that can be able to crush bones so that they can have calcium remaining. And that calcium remaining is the one which builds the shell to become harder in order to prevent predation, as some of the birds do try to knock and open the shell. Some, such as the ground hornbills, I have seen it happening. They can be able to win the battle and open the shell for the tortoise. So you can see that feeding is tiring. So this cat was lying up in a tree, had some water, now was having a little bit of a meal from a tortoise. So maybe the shell is too hard in the stomach. It's trying to find a position. That's why she's not moving at the moment. Imagine digesting the shell from a tortoise. That must be painful. Nina Mu, the leopards, they have got to give birth after 2-3 years. Sometimes after that, it is very rare for the animals to go back on ostrich when they still have got the little ones. What prevents the animals to go back on ostrich when having little ones is the oxytocin hormone, which is the hormone responsible to kickstart the milk production. So that hormone, soon as they stop suckling, is when the body is going to prepare to go back again in ostrich so that they can again have the little ones. Not only the oxytocin together with the other hormones, because it's quite a combination. So that is why if you check other animals such as the lions, the males are too clever. They kill the babies. They infanticize and kill the babies so that the female can stop suckling. Now, unfortunately, she cannot wear the shell as a hat, especially if the tortoise is still alive. Remember that this is part of predation. They are predators. They always, after they are born to kill animals. Even when the shell is dry, when it's moisturized by the rain, you'll see them keep going back to try and eat, because leopards, they also feed on carrions. So they don't mind feeding on the old, rotten, dead material. So we are just going to reposition now, as I can see that the cat is now moving somewhere behind us. So if I don't concentrate too much, chances of losing hair, they are very high because of the I didn't get the question from the viewer, which is about hyena skirts. The tortoise do eat hyena skirt. I have witnessed that. That one I have seen. So the hyenas, if you look at them, their droppings are so very much. They are so very much soft when they excrete them. When they excrete the droppings, they are so very much soft. But as time goes on, they are going to be hard a little bit. But after that, it's going to be like a chalk. When it's like a chalk, it's easy for the it's easy for the tortoise to eat. So Chalamba is somewhere here, lying down right on this little path. You will see her just now. So if you don't know that she is here, you won't see her. You can see how she's relaxed there. Now, let's quickly go back to Taylor and see what is happening at the moment.
Look at what we've got, Impala. So, the flies. Senzo, how are you not swatting? Why are they just going for me now? Sorry, everyone, we're having a disaster over here. The Impala were shouting at the lions, which we still cannot see. So we've come back. Now they're sort of relaxing. They're like, oh, they've gone now. We saw lions, but now they are gone. Impala, you're going to end up getting eaten. And Senzo and I are still swatting flies. I know you get annoyed by it, so we swat the flies. But I promise you, these things bite and they're horrible. They're like mini tsetse flies. Except they can't bite through your clothes. It's been so hot. Senzo and I are on the exposed side today with shorts and a t-shirt. Luckily I've got shoes on, Senzo, because they can get your feet. Senzo's shoeless today. Anyways, I'm sure the Impala are feeling just as frustrated as we are. Look at those ears. Swishing them around vigorously. And there's tails. Oh, we've got a limpy Impala on the right-hand side. Check here, Sen's coming from... This Impala does not seem to have all its limbs working very well. Looks like it's got a bit of a limp. You are a target, I'm afraid. But it's just a little limp, as you can see. It's nothing too serious. Maybe it was running around. I always think these animals fall in holes. If I go running and I fall in the holes, then they must do the same thing. Yeah, it looks like that right leg. Something is wrong with it. But if lions were to chase after it, I can tell you right now that Impala would act as if it was training for the Olympics. There'd be absolutely nothing wrong with it. It'll be able to run away just as fast as the others, and off they go. See? You're not putting too much effort in right now, not going to waste all his energy, but the three of them are out of here. Good plan. Good plan. Now, I don't know what to do. Lions, come back. And our nice golden light is gone. Why didn't they come here when it was perfect photographic opportunities? Yes, it is very pretty. But it's going to be a nice sunset, though, at least. But I was really hoping to get Amber Eyes walking straight towards the car, as well as the evoker male coming directly towards us with beautiful golden light shining in their eyes, so that you could all take nice screenshots, and then we could check Amber Eyes' belly to see if she still had suckle marks or what the story was. But that's not going to happen anymore because it's going to get dark soon. Hey, Senzo? Eesh. I thought that would have been amazing. Would have been so lovely. Because now, let me just tell you my first world problem. I've only got pictures of leopards and hyenas. That's it. That's all that can be posted. All those pictures. Vincent, I didn't quite hear what you just said. It broke up a little bit, but I'm still looking for the flies for you. I've almost caught one. I thought I had one. I even let it hold on to me and bite me a little bit. And then I don't know how I missed it. I apparently don't have ninja reflexes. Well, not the ninja reflexes that I thought I had, that I've been training for. But I'm going to show you some pictures now because I don't want to go off-roading where these lions are again. It's such a nightmare. So just going to wait for them to come out. Going to sit here. And then hopefully they'll get up just now. But stand by. Let me show you a photo. I'm going to show you what real lions look like. Are you ready? Safari Sally, I'm covered from head to toe in mosquito repellent, but these flies don't seem to be affected by the mosquito repellent. Sorry, I'm just scrolling on my camera to find a photo for you. I found a memory card. I was looking for a whole lot of footage from while I was in Zambia. And I was like, where is it? I can't find it. Anyways, turns out it was still on the memory card. I hadn't even downloaded it into the computer yet. Look at this line. This is the coolest line I've ever seen in my entire life. Look at those fluff. Look at that fluff. This is Blondie. He's one of the coalition members. I'm going to scroll. Excuse my horrible photography. There's Blondie again. This one, I don't know what his name is, but he was the youngest. Or he just had a really short mane. Actually, I don't know. I didn't see him very often. I saw Blondie, he must have been about 8, maybe 9. Yeah, about 8 years old, I'd say. There he is again. You can see he's my favorite. I just took photos of him. There he is, sleeping. Cute. It's like my pets, but not really. There's the other one with a short mane, and that's Blackie at the back. And I'll find a photo of Blackie now. No, more of my friends sleeping. They walk towards us. Hang on, I'll show you now. Scroll, scroll, scroll. That's still Blondie. Look how lovely he is. Look how big he is. Hey, Senzo? That's not a small... Look at that wind blowing through his mane. Oh, man. Literally, if I could have a lion crush... This is my lion crush. There's, oh no, Blondie again. You see I was biased. There's the other male with a short mane. He had a really short mane, but he wasn't young. I don't know why I said he was young. He was fairly old. So this was a coalition of 3 lions, but I'm trying to find where Blackie is, because Blackie was quite cool too. He's none of these lions. Okay, Senzo, I think that's all. He didn't want to walk towards us. So they were a coalition of 3 that pretty much lived in and around camp. Hopefully there'll be some cubs when I go back. It'll be nice, because one of the lionesses definitely was lactating, but she did such a good job of hiding the youngsters away. What are you flicking? Flies still. Look here, what else is coming for you? Oh, no, I thought it was a tick. It wasn't a tick. It was another little thing that flew. Oh, lions, please come out. I've been bitten with an inch in my life. One even got into my shoe, but I don't think that was a fly. Lorena, you've said it's so fluffy that you want to die. Yes, I really wanted to stick my hands into Blondie's mane and just, like, scruff his mane around. I love those little, I don't even know what you call them. I've never seen a lion with such a cool hairstyle before. He is lovely. The lions are flat in the grass somewhere. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. I don't want to wake up. They're there. You can't see them, Senzo. Does he not go? Okay. This should be really beautiful. I'm going to show you Lalamba doing these lions. I think
You can see that now Tlalamba is being challenged because she caught something, and she must be having a little bit of blood somewhere there on the legs and somewhere also by the mouth. The flies are giving her problems now. So you can see that she was indeed having contact with the blood when she was feeding on the tortoise. Look at that. This is so beautiful. You can see she can easily get camouflaged in those grasses. She is trying to demonstrate how the roseate spots can easily get disappeared in those grasses. And this is something interesting. So you can see that these animals, you can easily pass them a lot on the same position, looking everywhere and seeing nothing. So you can see she's right here trying to clean the front legs because that is where I'm sure the blood is. As I could see, she was grabbing and feeding like this when she was feeding on that kind of a tortoise. So if you look at the size of this cat, you can see that, yeah, indeed is growing. Maybe she is also again fascinated by something. The hyena is gone. The hyena, he couldn't manage to get any share from the tortoise. So he came here to investigate and then he left afterwards. So this cat is so beautiful because she's very much clever. She was up in that tree, and at the bottom there is a water hole. The shade and the water was all provided from a very close range. So we're just going to reverse now a little bit and see if we can again show you this beautiful cat. Beautiful with the sun on the background. Now the sun is about to set. So you can see now she must be doing something there on the ground at the moment. Lisa, the Kalamba is one of those, as I have indicated earlier, who has been released while they were still young. She was even, I think, less than a year when she started to move around here solitary. So now at this stage, I'm sure she is well adapted. She knows what is expected of her, and she's very well aware of the other big predators in the area. So Tandy used to neglect Kalamba for days and days just by herself. And that is where I think she learned and she started hunting for herself. She's one of those who started hunting while they were still young. So you can see now she is again right on the road there. So I don't think she's ready yet in order to demarcate any of the territory. Yeah, because it's normal, even those that are not yet ready to protect the territories, like we have seen Hosanna as well in the reserve, marking territory on top of his father's territory, Tingana. So the cats, they do also mark territory when their times are not yet ready to defend. So leopards, the females, also protect their territories against the other females. So they only allow animal of an opposite sex. So maybe she's going to lead us to somewhere else. Maybe she's going to lead us to Tandy, who knows? The leopards, when it comes to the prey, they are not selective. We have seen leopards here in Juma taking down the scrub hares. We have seen leopards taking down the mongoose, which is the smallest carnivore. So the leopards can take even small birds. They can even catch doves. These cats are not selective. So they can catch anything as long as an animal presents itself, they will go for it. So you can see that now she is going to the main roads, leaving this area. Child of the universe, I haven't heard from you for quite a long time, and thanks for thinking about us today. Child of the universe, unfortunately, here by the cats, as soon as Kalamba reached the level of maturity, must have to be independent, and there's going to be now a very bad relationship between Kalamba and Tandy. That is when she will be kicked out. So these animals, they only look after their babies when they're young. Once they reach maturity, they must be independent because they don't like competition. That is why we find animals fighting for the same territory. So she's not going to be given a territory like free of charge to say, take it. She might even try to fight for a territory. Look at that. Now, this is how they mark territories. I can see she's trying to sniff the leaves from one of the trees next to the road. Normally, you see these cats marking their territories there. So from the spotted cat to another spotted cat, I know lions do have some of the spots, it's just that they are not clearly visible. Let's quickly go back to Taylor.
So we've got the lions, but I'm going to quickly go forward, Sens. Finally, they've woken up and now I can confirm they're mating. That mohawked man lion has just mated with guys. And now they were going to sit in the grass. Yeah, hello. Also making me a little bit sad. This is going up with him. That's definitely a possibility. It's hard for me to unfortunately not very.
You can see I'm still here. Look at the tail. The tail is now just moving, showing you that there is an interest here on something. So the bright color of the tail we are seeing now is the one which serves as a communication signal when the females has got the little ones. And there was a bird flying past and I can see another birds are coming, so she's interested on birds and those birds are just passing by. So let's see what she's thinking about to do. Look at that very big tail, which can go up to 94 to 110 centimeters. She's just cooling it, and this is so beautiful. Look at that. So those birds just landed somewhere there. They're very much small birds. She's not going to manage to... Oh, she just missed something there now. Something just nearly happened there. So, but they were very small birds and they were mouse birds. So the mouse birds are too small and they do fly very high. It's not like the francolins, which can spend some time on the ground. So you can see that the stomach does not have a lot. She is definitely hunting. I can see that she only got that small tortoise in there, but still looking very much thin. And you must remember that she had water earlier on, but looking at the stomach, you cannot see the changes. Still interested in birds. Here, I'm not seeing the impalas, I'm not seeing any duiker. All I'm seeing is just birds. So the prey animals are not in this area where we are. They don't prefer this area. Which means for her to do a proper hunt, must have to travel long distance in search of those animals. I'm sure the scrub hares must be around here. Safari Sally, I didn't get your question very well. If you can repeat that question for me. The snakes are something else. These animals, such as the big cats, they do try by all means and avoid the snakes. I have seen the hyenas feeding on a python. But that python was killed by the mongoose. And after that, the hyenas, they were feeding on it. And it was a very long python which was measured 7 meters. A 7 meters python, the hyenas were just eating it until they finish it. So hyenas don't mind eating snakes. But to go and hunt, it is something else. They know snakes can be very dangerous. So Talama just disappeared somewhere here by these bushes. I can see her right there. She's looking at something right there behind that. She's using that bush as a cover. You will see her just now. Look at that. She's using that terminalia as a cover. So I can't see what she's trying to aim at the moment, but I can see that she's now moving there. She's not concentrating on anything. A child of the universe, the leopards can do that. Although the animals such as the genet, they've got a very strong defense mechanism which involves the anal glands, where they can be able to secrete them, and once they do that, it doesn't smell nice. So those ones, they can secrete a very distinctive smell. So the leopards must have to know that. So Kalamba just disappeared somewhere here. I lost her at one stage, so now I must have to be careful again. I can't see where she is at the moment. Oh, I can see her now. I saw her somewhere right here in front of us. She just keeps sniffing the ground a lot here. Maybe she's just picking up the scent of the reptiles which has been here. So you can see that this small cat is up to something. Kalamba is up to something here. I can't see what exactly, but I can see sniffing the ground and how she is trying to walk there. You can see that she doesn't want to be here at all. We can't see what exactly she's up to, but we can see that the leopards can be able to have sometimes 3. You will see them with 3 cubs. Yeah, it has been recorded where some has been spotted with about 4. So you can see that she is now disappearing right there. I don't know what is in front here, but it looks like there is something here. Look at that. You can see how she's slowly approaching and checking. So I don't want to miss what she's up to there. We can't see her clearly, but I can see that she's up to something. Elizabeth, the animals are too very much clever, because sometimes, this I have seen, they can use the vehicle on their advantage. When the vehicle engine is on, you will see them going very quickly so that they can be able to use that noise to their advantage. So it doesn't really disturb them. They use it. But the problem is the prey animals, when the engine is on, they also become very much inquisitive to check. So some of these animals, they know. Some, when they see the cars, they don't feel comfortable. Some, they feel comfortable. So a good example is the warthog, like area. When they pick up the vehicles, they just run all the time. I can see that she's there. I can see the tail, but I can't see what the target is. So now let's go back to Taylor, who is busy looking for something.
Hello everybody. Sadly we will not be completing the Amber Eyes Evoker male sagas this evening. That story will remain a mystery. The gremlins are just too bad at the moment, so we couldn't stay there anymore. So we've had to go. They didn't mate again, they just mated the one time. And then they were sort of sitting up, looking around. We are going to drive the boundary now and see if we can't find Tingana. I'd like to see him. That's a cool leopard. That's a very cool leopard. So we'll just plod along the boundary road and hopefully Mr. T will do what he normally does and just walk basically straight towards us, which will be easy, hey Senzo? I mean, that'll be the best. That'll be convenient if he just comes and walks towards us. There has been a male leopard that's been going up and down here. The tracks are from this morning, so I'm sure it's him. I was glad to hear him soar last night. That's nice. It's been a while since I'd heard a leopard calling. I never heard a leopard calling in Sri Lanka. Not even a little bit. I don't know why. So you've got a big insect on the lens. I'm going to see if I can make it jump. I made it jump away. It's gone now. There was an insect, sort of a stowaway on the camera lens. So Tingana likes this area. He likes Tamboti Dam. Just checking to see if there are any tracks that are out on the road, because he could have come out already. We should actually hear him calling. That's all. Fantastic, Emma. That is so good that you've spotted impala, baboons, and inyala at the dam cam. We're not going there, if that was a hint, I'm afraid. We're looking for Tingana, and Tingana is not at the dam. But if you see a leopard at the dam, you know to call. Let me know. But for now, we probably won't go in that direction because we have a plan. Oh, Puma, my bad. Puma. To say it properly, Zenzo. Puma. Let's see what else we can find. My apologies. You know we butcher the names all the time. We don't do it on purpose, so it sounds funny. But I'll only tease Kirsten when she's directing about how she talks. Where is Kirsten? Is Kirsten on leave? She's been very quiet the last few days. Well, not really the last few days. I feel like just the last 2 days she's been very quiet. Maybe she's just sitting there in the background in the office taking notes. Potentially. Okay, Tingana, this is where you step out. No, he's not going to step out onto the road. Senzo, if Tingana is going to pop out somewhere, where do you think he's going to pop out? Twin Dams. Oh. No Twin Dams on Buffelshoek though. What are you talking about? Oh, Buffelshoek Dam. I was like, yo, where's Senzo taking us? Down there. I mean, it's possible. What direction he was going in? Tristan seemed to think that he'd come out around Gallagher shortcut, which sounds about right, because there were male leopard tracks all over the show. So, you know, that's a possibility. But so you can also hear nicely. Vincent, it's not a mosquito, it's a biting fly. I'm trying to find. Senzo's not doing terrible. He's deaf. Winterboer. Fly killer. He'll sit at the table with us. And be like, yeah, and then fly dead to the ground. And then I went hiking and Blake came with and he found his first snake. And they just all die. And then we went for lunch at a new restaurant in Hoedspruit. Dead. And he's killed 17 flies. And they're just in a pile on the table in front of you. And you're just like, that. And we all try, and you've seen, and we look like idiots. We can't do it. We don't do it very well. I would say my statistic on swatting these biting flies, I get 1 every 20 times I do this. Good exercise as well. So I think, I feel like Mr. Tungana is quite sneaky, and he but Bubbles looked down. We found him a few times by doing this, by just driving, plodding along the boundary road at about this time. And he's the top for us. Come on, guys. Hang on. So the Mara is not joining us, as I'm sure you've all gathered. Sorry guys, enjoy your afternoon off. Sydney and I are not having an afternoon off, but at least we've had lots of animals to entertain us.
I am still trying to reallocate a Kalamba who just got disappeared somewhere there. She was right, slowly moving, and she was crawling. I thought she was about to catch something, but nothing is happening, and it looks like it's promising. What she's up to is still there. I'm not too sure what exactly the animal is, but it's all is happening here right in front of us. So we just don't want to disturb the hunt, as I can see how she was avoiding the branches and the leaves from the ground, that she doesn't want to be spotted at all. But she's somewhere deep in those thick bushes there. I'm checking by all means, but I can't even see there. Only Craig can see where she is. I can't see where she is, but she's somewhere right here. So Kalamba is hunting. I can attest, because I saw that the movement and how she was approaching and crunching. I could see that here there is something she's up to. So she is indeed up to something. It's just that we're not sure. We didn't see any sign. We just saw her coming here. And it looks like she saw this animal when she was on the other side, and then she came around, and now she's approaching from this angle. So you can see it is very much difficult when the bush is overgrown like this. The thing is, when the animal is hunting, we cannot interfere. So this animal is right here in front of us. So maybe this is going to be a chance to get a meal. As I indicated, that the stomach is not looking impressive. I don't think she ate a lot on the past few days. Paula, the leopards, they like to hunt by this time, but when hunting, it doesn't have to be every day. It can be every day if they are not winning. They are going to catch something today, then we'll give the time digestive system to consume everything, and after that they must have to go again hungry so that they can hunt. Because if they can hunt while the stomach is full, chances of winning, they are very much low, because they are having a very lot of weight, so they cannot be able to run and dive nicely. So I can't see. Maybe she's gone already to the other side. I just got to drive, maybe going much more towards the opposite side, just to see, because I can see that there is no movement at all here where she has entered. Oh, I can see she's still there. I can see that through these bushes here. I can see through these bushes here, these dry trees, through them, right in the middle. She is lying down somewhere there. You can see right through these bushes. She's somewhere in the middle of those bushes there. It is not a good sighting, but I can see that she is somewhere there. Maybe we're going to manage to zoom a little bit for you to see nicely. So while I'm trying to reallocate Tlalamba, let's go back to Taylor.
Sydney, that's very impressive, following Tlalamba through all that dense vegetation at this time. Good luck. Good luck. I'm not envious because that block that he's driving around in is very thick. Okay, we're going to drive to Cheetah Cut Line, then we're turning around, and then we're going to do Buffelshoek boundary again. We're on a boundary patrol. Sing it with me now, Zenzo. Boundary patrol. What was that chicken sound? There are no chickens out here. I have to tell you something funny. Well, it's not funny. While I was in Sri Lanka, I obviously saw the jungle fowl, which is an interesting looking bird. You can Google it, and you'd hear all the tourists shout, "Is that a chicken? Why is there a chicken out here?" Because it does. It kind of looks like a rooster, but it's very offensive. It's not a chicken. It is a jungle fowl. But they're really cool. Their call is hilarious as well. It doesn't sound anything like a chicken either, in case you were wondering. But Senzo, you did opera with me the other night. We did such great opera, and now you don't even want to sing my Boundary Patrol song. Boundary Patrol. We're on a boundary patrol. Ho, ho. I don't actually, the Boundary Patrol. It's, it's still new, so the words can be anything. I haven't quite come up with the lyrics just yet. Okay, there's no leopard tracks here, so Tingana's not come down Cheetah Cut Line. He's not walked anywhere here, actually, because I have not seen his footprints. We're going to get him. We're going to catch this leopard. Oh, Sharon. Hi, Sharon. What was that thing I used to say? Hi, Sharon. One day I got ripped off at work hardcore because of the way that I said Sharon's name. I don't know if it's this Sharon. I don't know which Sharon you are. Sharon, identify yourself. There are many Sharons in the world. But yes, I do remember that one time that I told you about the different yaws. It was interesting also when I was in Sri Lanka because obviously I said lots of weird things. People did not know what was going on. They just thought I was some crazy bird. Well, I mean, which is true to a point. But I actually didn't say yaw or shoo or... What else do I say? Yo. I do yo a lot, or I do quite a few things. I say lots of things. Anyways, I stopped saying them because I felt the judgment. So I just tried to speak the best English that I could. Shoo is another one, but there's one other that I do. Oh well. Ja, yeah. But I don't say ja, yeah. I just go ja, no. So it's a mixture of Afrikaans and English. Also, if some of you think that I'm Afrikaans, you're horribly mistaken. You try and find an Afrikaans person called Taylor Jane McCurdy. My name might have to be Tyler, Janine. I don't know. I don't actually know what my surname could change. Actually, Emma's in the office. Emma, I need your input here. If I was to be 100% Afrikaans, Taylor McVan Westhuizen, says Nina. But Nina, you got to change it so it's Taylor Jane McCurdy. But like, what would the Afrikaans version of that be? Come on. There's any South Africans watching. #SafariLive. Here's your chance to make fun of me and go. Well, I'm sure you make fun of me anyways, which is fine. Used to it. I don't even get offended. I have got thick skin. I don't. I've got really sensitive skin. The thorns get me all the time. Like really stupid sensitive skin. It's annoying. Anyways, so we're still looking for animals. I'm going to maybe stop looking for a leopard and try to find a chameleon. Last night while we were on a night drive, I swear... No, do you know what I said that I was going to do? Sorry, Tingana, you're out. We're turning around. We're doing Cheetah Cut Line. We're going down that road. The reason why is I completely forgot. I saw a barn owl last night. I have a video. Do you want to watch the video? Now, parked half in Buffelshoek, but I'm half on the road. I'm going to show you a video. Un momento, please. Because I have to sift through all the other nonsense that is on my phone random selfies that I send to people, like responses. I do. Who needs emojis? I just do my own. Where is the bird? Here. Now, you have to just believe me when I say this also says on my screen is filthy, which I must wipe it first. It's so dirty. Sunscreen fingers have been all over this, and watermelon fingers. I was eating a really big slice of watermelon today. Okay, look, watch this. I also don't know what I've said in the video, so I'm turning the volume down, just in case. Where the light is, that is a barn owl sitting there. You have to just take my word for it because it was quite far away, but it was on cheetah cut line. You can't even see anything. The world's worst video, but I had to take it just in case so people would believe me. So let's go do that. Let's drive there. What else did we see? We saw barn owl down there. Somebody shouted African wildcat, but I think that they were just seeing things. I don't think it was African wildcat. Probably a genet. I'm actually not sure what else did we see? We thought we saw lots of, I think we saw white-tailed mongoose. I could also be making this up. The only thing that I can for certain say is that I thought that I saw about 150 chameleons everywhere, but it could have been the bush willow leaves that were just fooling me. But let's go see if we can find that barn owl again. That could be quite cool. It could be very interesting. Has there ever, there we have had barn owls. We had the barn owl chicks at Chitwa. How could I forget? Tristan's little babies, he went there every opportunity he could so that he could have a look at them. They were really cute. Who remembers that? Put your hands up. Since you didn't put your hand up. Don't you remember the barn owl chicks? Yes, you do. Totally. When you know where Charles is building his new house and that dip, you were there. Senzo doesn't remember. Where would you have been? Were you in Kenya already? Maybe. It was that long ago. You could have actually been in Kenya. If you have just joined the show, I promise you we do try and show wildlife when we can. We just don't have any at the moment. So now you are having a DNC, which stands for Drive and Chat, with Senzo and Taylor. I'm obviously Taylor. Senzo is behind on camera. It'd be really cool if my name was Senzo. What do you think? Could I be a Senzo? I think it could be a Senzo. There we go, Paula, saving the day with a relevant question about wildlife. The most common owl that we see is probably a pearl-spotted owlet, one of the little owls. And then last night we also saw a spotted eagle owl. There's a pair that live on Triple M. I've seen them a few times. And on Gowrie, I think there's another pair. But anyways, on the big open road, you normally see them at night. So, Verreaux's. You see Verreaux's eagle owl too. But I'd say the most common one is the pearl spotted. But we haven't seen many now. And winter's a really good time of the year because it's so open. Okay, off we go in search of the hundreds of chameleons and one barn owl that I saw last night. Off we go to Sydney, who's still following Tlalamba.
You can see that now Tlalamba is back on the road. She is now on top of the termite mound. She is now using the advantage. She's having an advantage of spotting from the top. She is right on top of the termite mound, watching down. I'm sure at the bottom is where the animals such as the scrub hares are going to start moving around, because I can see where she's targeting is a little bit of an opening. So openings normally do accommodate a lot of scrub hares at night. We might be lucky and see something interesting here. You can see that indeed this cat is hunting and is looking hungry. So the tortoise which was caught by Tlalamba earlier, it was just a starter. It was too small. So I hope she's going to catch something while we are still showing you this beautiful nature of Africa. So I'm just trying by all means to check where the head is focusing. I am not winning. I think Tlalamba can see better than I do. The ears are concentrating all the time. You can see the movement of the ears shriveling. If she doesn't catch now, I can promise you tomorrow morning we will hear some good news. So you can see that now we are on infrared, which is one of those very good and well-sophisticated cameras which makes us view these animals without any disturbance. So these animals, they are in a complete darkness, whereas we are seeing them as if it is still during the daylight. That is why we are now on black and white. And something very important I've got to announce to you is that don't get surprised, as from tomorrow, due to daylight savings, there will be some time changes. So you can see that Kalamba doesn't want to go down. So she's got a focus at the moment. She must be strategizing on how she's going to go down there. She's not very far away from the road, and the roads makes it much more easier because it's nice and smooth, and on the road they don't make any noise. Look at that. You can see she's coming down very quickly. I must have to reverse now. I must have to quickly reverse here so that we can see her coming down the road and see what her attention is all about, because I can see she is busy concentrating much more to this side here. I can see she's coming down to the road very quickly from the side at the moment. Safari Sally, the cats, they've got a very nice vision. But let me tell you something. It's not all about the vision. The cats can be able to hunt during the daylight without involving the sense of smell. They use the eyes and they use the whiskers. The eyes and the whiskers and the ears works better. They involve sense of smell when need be, but normally they can be able to hunt. So now let's quickly go back to Taylor, who's got the barn owl.
Oh, it flew away, but I found the barn owl. I think it's living here, so I'm going to drop a location pin right now. I'm going to try and see if I can find it in 2 seconds, but before we go, I have to turn my GPS on, and then I have to post on a group, and everyone's going to laugh at me. I might actually just send it to Tristan. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to send it to Emma, because Emma's sending me all sorts of messages. So I'm going to pin drop the owl location to Emma. Location, sending, because I want to remember. I want to come here during the day and see if I can find this owl in its roosting spot. Send current location. Accurate to 5 meters. Wonderful. Turn GPS off because it wastes battery. Let's find the owl. I'm so sad that it flew away. So it was in here. I'll show you the gap that it was in. It's in a bush willow, but like right in the middle. Nice, tucked away, hidden from the sun. Let's put a little bit of light on. And it was just sitting there. I can't believe it, hey? Senzo, you saw it, hey? Okay, Senzo totally saw it, so he knows I'm not talking nonsense. Let me just reverse. Which way did you think it flew? Because I... back behind it. Because I took the light off of it because I didn't want to scare it before we got it. So let me go back. I really enjoy reversing, like lots. Whee! It's so much fun. It's not fun if you're not good at it. Then you drive into things. I'm not too bad at reversing. Let's see. Come out, come out. I'm not even going to try. Tempt it out because, Senzo, have you heard what a barn owl sounds like? Have you? You know, okay. If Senzo doesn't know what a barn owl sounds like, I'm sure a few of you also don't know what a barn owl sounds like. So I shall play the call of a barn owl. Not bard, hey? Barn. Barn. Were you born in a barn? I get asked that often because I leave doors open. Or stable. Are you born in a stable? Probably. Wouldn't surprise me. It would explain a lot again. Owl. Are you ready? Creepy. Horror movie stuff. Can you imagine hearing that sound at night and you didn't know what it was? I'd be terrified. Is that it? There was a bird that flew. Nah, it's flying not like an owl. I still don't think they respond. I didn't play it that loudly. I don't think it really would have heard. Okay, let us see. Are you up on a tree or are you down on the ground? I'll show yourself. I feel like that was a spell, a chant to encourage the owl to come out. No, that's just a branch. It looked like a barn owl. They're very pale in colour as well. Okay, so we know it's living here. If we don't see it tonight, we're going to have to try again tomorrow. Oh, no. No, wait, tomorrow's Sunday. No, we've got one more day. For a minute, I thought tomorrow was Monday, and I was like, SafariLive, it ends early, but we can do it tomorrow. Okay. Right, sadly, no owl for us, I'm afraid, but it is around here, which is good news. Off we go back to Sydney, who's still hot on the heels of that young leopardess.
You can see that Kalamba is now back on the road and is slowly moving much more towards the dry riverbed, which is the drainage line. And still, I cannot see what her plans are. She is just concentrating to all directions. But now, at least, we have got one direction she's heading. Still on a hunting mood. She is still on a hunting mood. You can see how she's walking. She's concentrating by all means. So I'm going to keep following. I am going to keep following here and see if we can see what exactly she is up to. She is right here at the drainage at the moment. Child of the universe, the leopards, they do hunt and they sometimes conflict with the baboons because they do eat the baboons and they like the baboons' meat. At one stage, I've witnessed a fight between the leopards and baboons, and a leopard nearly got killed by about 40-something baboons. That fight took hours and hours. So baboons, they can be very much dangerous to this kind of beautiful cats. I can see that Kalamba is right here, somewhere by this tree in front of me, but she's aiming at something. I just want to go much further so that I can show you what she's thinking here. So you can see she's right here. She's using every available cover. She's now moving forward. Becky, I am with you. Kalamba must have to at least get something to eat. She is looking very much hungry. She is looking very, very much hungry. But I can see she's right here in front of us trying to have some meal. But I trust Kalamba. She's so very much skillful. She's got very good hunting skills. I trust her. So you can see that she is right in the middle of the road here. So let's hope she's going to win when she gets to Twins Dam area as she's heading towards that direction. Maybe she is hoping to use that big waterhole as a central point of attraction to the prey animals. So here where we are driving now is very much sandy, and the sand is so very quiet. I'm sure she's here for a reason. She doesn't want to be heard at all. So I can see that here where she is at the moment, right in front of the car, she is not concentrating on anything. I think she is just changing and try to be opportunistic every time she hears something. It's not like there is something she has spotted. She is just becoming active soon as she picks up something. So now let's go back to Taylor, who is searching for the barn owls.
Hi everybody, it's me again. So Chris Rogue says that there are barn owls on the dam cam. That's really cool. So we're heading there, but we're so far away. We're on Central. I don't know if we will get there by the time show ends, but ons sal probeer. Is that right, Nina? Is dit reg? I don't even know if I'm saying that right. I was really bad at Afrikaans at school. I wish my teacher could watch me now, because she'd probably say that I've spoken more Afrikaans on SafariLive than I ever in my entire school career. I don't know why. I actually have no idea why I do that. But anyways, so we're going to try and get you some barn owls. If you're not watching the dam cam, then maybe you can watch it and have a look and see them, because they're really cool. And we don't actually see them very often. I mean, there was obviously the nest. And it's actually about the same time, isn't it? That I think it was Tristan that discovered the barn owl nest at Chitwa. Wasn't it around March, April? Yeah, I think I'd just come back from Kenya. I'm pretty sure. So maybe they're nesting close by. It'd be really nice if we can find another nest and see where maybe there's a nice entrance and we're actually able to see inside. Who knows? All these exciting things. I'm also still looking out for chameleons as I drive along, because now that I have an actual spotlight, not like I was using my headlamp last night as extra light. Scrubby, don't do it! There's Scrubby running on the road. And that's why I probably thought I could see so many chameleons, is because I was not using a particularly good light. But we shall see. So there weren't 100 chameleons on Cheetah Cut Line. That was absolute nonsense. It was all my imagination. If only you could jump inside my head and see the things that I see. I see cool things. Remember that the other day when I thought they were impala standing on a termite mound? It was just an elephant with the light shining through its legs. It was embarrassing. That was a good time. Okay, down into the dip. We're getting closer. It's gonna be bumpy. Right, turn that. Right. Senzo, if you could see one thing right now, what would you want it to be? Chameleon. I thought you were gonna say your wife and kids. Question. So he wants to see his wife and kids, but he'll take a chameleon as second base, eh? A bad thing to see. Hello? Is anyone still there? Gone very quiet. I'm alone. I'm so lonely. I have nobody. I'm all on my own. I know. Final control is still there. Okay. They just responded. Eh? Yes. The tribe has spoken. They've turned us off. And again, we're still live. I was wondering where everyone had gone for a second. What's that? That's flying like a nightjar. It's probably a nightjar. Okay, well, apparently the tribe has spoken and they don't want us talking nonsense anymore. So off we go to Sydney, who's got an animal. Yay.
Kalamba decided to jump up the hill and come to the top of the drainage line. I had to drive around. Now I am hoping to meet Kalamba somewhere here on the road. Maybe we might be lucky with her, unless maybe she's deep in these bushes now doing some hunting. We have seen quite a lot of impalas and few scrub hares. It's showing that the area where we are has got quite a lot of scrub hares, which can become a potential target to Kalamba at the moment. I just want to quickly check here. I saw some eyes. I just want to confirm if it is Kalamba or is the bush baby. So Kalamba has been catching and has been spotted also trying the impalas. I am not too sure if Kalamba caught the biggest prey as the impala, but she has been spotted catching those trying her luck on those kind of big prey. At one stage, she was also found feeding on one of the dead impalas. We were not too sure if it was a kill or an animal just died naturally, as it was by that time of the year where animals do as well die a lot as a result of a shortage of food in the field. Somewhere here is where Kalamba climbed up from the drainage line. There is no sign of Kalamba at the moment here. So it means she got disappeared somewhere out here. So I'm just going to keep driving and see, because we don't know if she got here to the road and focus much more towards the west or the eastern side. Yeah, so maybe she came out there. So you can see that we were very lucky this afternoon with Kalamba, and now she got disappeared. Maybe my shirt also contributed a lot towards the finding of Kalamba. So here is where there's a lot of scrub hares. Maybe you can see another scrub hare there on the road now trying to go away from the vehicle and the lights. So the scrub hares, they are much more active now around here. This is the Twins Dam Road. It has got a lot of scrub hares. Maybe that is why Kalamba is coming this side. So Kalamba must have to be very much good when it comes to hunting, because the scrub hares can be very fast. I saw the scrub hare battling Tandy at one stage, twice or three times on the same game drive. The scrub hares can be so very fast. So she must have to graduate before she starts to catch the scrub hares. If she catches the scrub hare, I am going to trust her more. So the issue of Kalamba hosting the kill up into the trees is something she must have to learn. The thing is, she must have to target something small. Leopards, if you can check how they live, is interesting. They are solitary. So they go and hunt by themselves, and they have to launch a surprise attack because they don't want to lose energy. And so Kalamba must have to make sure that she does not lose a lot of energy when chasing an animal or trying to catch, because she still has got a lot of work to do to climb up into a tree and drag an animal. I haven't seen hoisting a kill up into a tree. It has been a lovely afternoon, punctuated with quite a lot of animal activities. We saw beautiful lions, and apologies for the inconveniences with regards to the Mara feeds for this afternoon, but we were lucky here with Tlalamba, and thank you very, very much for all your questions and comments. Let's meet again tomorrow morning.